May 21st was the last day that I got an email from my chief of staff. And in typical form, he was reminding me of a commitment that I had made to Louisa to attend the Taste of Wheaton. And he said, "Don't forget, you made a promise to make sure that you showed up. I know how your schedule is, but you need to be there in at least some capacity for some point." And while it's a simple email, it is indicative of how Steve continued to help me throughout my career in elected office. It is the reason why I have had the successful career that I've had. As I look back, leaving this council, I'm so proud of the work that I was able to do. And I'm so proud of the impact that Steve has had on me. I hope my message today is to never give up on people. I made a promise to Steve when he first came down with ALS that I would stand by him as he has always stood by me. He continues to do so today, saying, "Craig, don't make a big deal about this. Make sure that people know how important it is to care for those around you, to continue to lift them up, and continue to do what you say you're going to do. Hold true to your promise." ALS is a devastating disease. Physically, your body becomes debilitated, but your mind is still working the same way as it has always been. And so it's incredibly challenging for so many people who want to do so much more, but their body's just not able. It creates mental anguish, and so our conversation about mental health is so incredibly important because not only does it affect the individual, but affects all those around them. I encourage us to continue to remain vigilant to find a cure. Just as we have with cancer, with HIV and AIDS, we have found so many advances that have helped fulfill and extend the lives of those who are afflicted. And now we have some new treatments that are really coming about now that are helping folks in that respect. But we can't take our foot off the pedal. It is important for us to make sure that we're doing everything we can to fight off the scourge of ALS. I want to thank the ALS Association. They are the only national not-for-profit that is dedicated solely to fighting ALS. So many people still don't know. Many people refer to it as Lou Gehrig's disease still, and we continue to fight for community services, public education, advocacy. And many of you know that one of our very own, Jay Kenny, also has been diagnosed with ALS and is now in the fight of his life as well. I want to close by wishing him and all those across the world who are challenged with ALS, and I want them to know, while they may not be watching at home today, I hope that someone tells them that there are people out there who are not going to give up on you. There are people out there who know the great things that you've contributed, who are going to stick by your side. And there are those people who are going to continue to fulfill the promises that they made to you and to others to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to live out a fulfilling, healthy, and productive life. And so with that, I turn it over to Councilmember Katz.
Thank you, my good friend, and you said it so very, very well. I said earlier on the mental health topic that a community is a family. And the council community, and especially Councilmember Rice's office, truly was a family that we all lived and saw the dedication of Steve Goldstein. This morning, I was going to stop by. There's a plaque near the pond out front, and I was going to stop and reflect for a few moments about Steve. And of course, that entranceway is blocked off for the next couple weeks. And I thought, in one respect, I couldn't be there but in another respect, it was Steve talking to us that said, get through today. There'll be another day when we can reflect. And that was truly, truly him. He was just a remarkable person. And Jay, as Councilmember Rice has talked about. Jay is also so remarkable, and our thoughts and prayers go out for him as well. But one thing about these proclamations, it does cause all of us, especially me, I guess, to look up and find out what you do and you don't remember about things. And it is called, is called the Lou Gehrig disease, and that was diagnosed in the 1930s. In the 1930s. One of the things that I realized or saw in my search was that early signs usually include muscle weakness or stiffness. But getting the proper evaluation, as Councilmember Rice mentioned, in a timely way is so very important, since there is a drug, and I believe it's, I'll probably pronounce it incorrectly, Ruliatech, which has been shown to help delay the progression of ALS. Researchers learn about ALS every day, and we thank them and the fine organizations that have joined us here today for doing what they need to do to help all of us gain the support so that we can find a cure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Katz. And now we're going to have Angela Ostrom, who is, again, the Senior Director of Volunteer Engagement with the ALS Association. So, Angela.
Thank you to the council and Councilmember Rice in particular for this recognition. On behalf of the ALS Association, in particular our staff and volunteers serving the DC, Maryland, and Virginia chapter in this area, we're very grateful for this proclamation of awareness. As the council members noted, awareness can have a great impact, and that's important for our mission and our cause. The awareness brings more families and individuals impacted by ALS to the association so that we can provide a lifeline of support and care services. Awareness brings more donors to our organization, more members sharing the message so that there is an awareness of ALS and its impact, and an awareness to the connection of care services that can help make that quality of life better. That is important to our association. Our goal as an association is to make ALS a livable disease by 2030. And that starts with the support that will help bring about more research and cures. That starts with the support that helps bring more care services to Montgomery County and those living with ALS in Montgomery County. The chapter is incredibly proud to serve as a grantee from the state of Maryland and the Department of Health to provide more care services in the state of Maryland. We're proud to be a partner to the county in providing those care services supports. ALS, as the council member noted, is a fatal disease with a life expectancy of 3 to 5 years. It takes away individuals' mobility, their ability to communicate. A lifeline to their life that once was is devastated. Caregivers, families are impacted by this fatal disease and what it means every day. So while we work toward that goal of a 2030 livable disease and a better quality outcome, every day our association is serving those families in Montgomery County with support groups, with care services, with assisted technology, helping make communication possible as the disease robs you of your ability to speak, helping make mobility and accessibility to your home possible with ramps and other assisted mobility equipment and durable medical equipment. These are the things that make life possible for individuals living with ALS, make a better quality outcome, help make them connected to their family, their community, and keep them engaged in life as they fight this disease. And every one of them are heroes to us, to our teams, and to our volunteer network. And we stand to fight for those like Steve who are no longer here, and for those like Jay who are continuing to battle this disease so that they may once be able to bring this disease to a livable state. So we're very grateful for this awareness and for the support of the council. So thank you.
And I would be remiss if I did not thank all of my colleagues, my council colleagues and council staff who always rallied around Steve and supported him throughout his journey. It will be May 27th, 3 years since Steve passed away. So 17 days from now. With that, Sydney, let's go ahead and read the proclamation. I'll start off. Whereas ALS It is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neurodegenerative illness that inhibits one's ability to walk, talk, eat, and ultimately to breathe, and
whereas approximately 30,000 Americans, including 50 county residents, are living with ALS, with 5,000 new ALS diagnoses every year, and the United Nations has projected that the number of ALS cases in the developed world will increase by 69% through 2040, and
whereas ALS can strike a person of any gender, age, religion, and race, and disproportionately impacts military veterans who are twice as likely to be diagnosed and face an average annual cost of $143 in healthcare expenses, $143,000 in healthcare expenses, and
whereas the ALS Association DC, Maryland, Virginia chapter is at the forefront of treatment, research for ALS, and works tirelessly to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest, and
whereas the organization provides access to ALS multidisciplinary clinics, as well as free home visits, equipment loan closets, transportation grants, and monthly support groups, and
whereas the ALS Association's Esther Lerner Brenner ALS Assistive Technology Lab in Rockville opens new doors for people living with ALS through technological innovation, enabling patients to reclaim their voices and live with greater autonomy.
Now, therefore, do we proclaim May 2022 as ALS Awareness Month, and be it further resolved that the County Council encourages residents to adopt the ALS Association core values of compassion, integrity, and urgency to find a cure and create a world without ALS, signed this 10th day of May in the year 2022 by myself and the council president. Thank you, Angela.